are traveling with the Hood Mystic. You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic.
You are now tapped in with Hood in the Morning.
Once you see the devil's horns, it's too late. Once the storm come, all you do is wait, undermining the fate of the young black youth of the state. With two strikes, the irony, the enemy won't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Label as property, then tell us to get our rights. That's like my knight fighting for his life. Human contraband, carrying a concealed weapon, praying to get to heaven. You gotta hear the insanity of millions of guys who don't know that they guys. They hide behind their squad on the stage so the hoes can apply. Don't tell me I'm wrong, don't tell me I'm right. I'm a beacon in the darkness of night, just bringing the light, visualizing the womb. The matrix, hatred, leads us out of the tomb. No waiting, see that day come soon. It's the apocalypse, nigga. wisdom inherited from my father. My body's become a prison. My mind blooms, ideas flower, free from prism. Life is sweet and sour, war and serenity, slavery and divinity. They wondering what's gotten into me. I'm not a man or a god, I'm an entity. My ancestors sending me on a victory lap, just trying to be where Nipsey was at. Real recognize real, so I'm tipping my cap. Elevated, but my center's intact. The true saint come around, sinners react. The crusade back in play, and I'm on the attack. Came with the Tommy like Will and Men in Black. This is divine timing, ain't no turning back. Diamond shining, I remember we was cold man black. They sold my ancestors, but I stole them back. It's the apocalypse, nigga. It's the apocalypse, nigga. It's the apocalypse, nigga. It's the apocalypse, nigga. It's the apocalypse, Don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but terror and doom looms from error and sad tools. Comparison to that dude, I'm mirrored in that too. They scared of my bad moves, but I got a bag too. You better get back, move, because the missiles is locked, malicious pistols is cocked. The army very different from cops. I observe, listen and watch. Hall of Fame, the way I'm pitching the rock. The same shit from the lip, just a chip from the block. Nope, see, you niggas ain't ready. Nope, nope, you niggas ain't ready. Revelation, contemplation, transformation. It's Friday the 13th, and guess who playing Jason? You niggas ain't ready. Nope, you niggas ain't ready. Nope, you niggas ain't ready. Revelation, contemplation, transformation. Friday the 13th, and guess who playing Jason? It's me, nigga. I seen it in my crystal ball under the mistletoe. I seen this shit crystal clear. They feel like they getting close. The timing already here. They feel like I didn't know. My ancestors had me prepared. I'm using a different scope because the missiles is locked. Malicious pistols is cocked. The army different from cops. I observe, I listen and watch. Hall of Fame, the way I'm pitching the rock. The same shit from the lip, just a chip from the block. No, these niggas ain't ready. Nope, these niggas ain't ready. Revelation, contemplation, transformation. It's Friday the 13th, and guess who playing Jason? It's me, nigga. Nope, you niggas ain't ready. No, you niggas ain't ready. Nope, you niggas ain't. No, you niggas. No. Revelation, contemplation, transformation. Friday the 13th, and guess who playing Jason?
Small town boy, big city dreams. Broke boy with $1 million scheme. Don't you wanna join a $1 million team? No biggie, it was all just a dream. It was all just a dream. Things appear real, but it's not as it seems. You can have all that you need, but still don't know the importance of a seed. Late nights with Apollo made a creed that if I get on, I'ma share no greed. And we all grow weed, and we all proceed like make you feel this way. $1 million make you feel this way. Got a brand new crib, and it's all feng shui, Got a brand new bitch, and she take down quay. Look it up, we like the stars in the sky in the day, look at us. Make you feel this way, $1 million make you feel this way, Make you feel this way, $1 million make you feel this way,
Doors closed.
That's how you bitch a boy up. You come through real tough. I suck your nuts, nigga. I suck your nuts.
Okay.
I suck your nuts. And you know it.
You telling
I'm
the
the
truth.
truth.
You telling the truth.
I suck your nuts. You scared?
Peace. It's Kyree from White Rabbit Psychedelics in the Columbian Exchange. And the question that I have for you today, are you a shaman? A shaman is simply one who knows. There are such things such as entheogens. And if you look up the etymology of entheogens, it simply means God within. So when you eat these plants, that are encoded with God's DNA, get the codes of the universe downloaded into your system. Even the Christians get down with this theory or this concept. All you have to do is go to Mark chapter 6, verse 51. And Jesus is basically saying, I am the living bread that came down from heaven. Whoever eats this bread will live forever. And he doubles down on this when he says, truly, I tell you that unless you eat from the bread of life, you will never receive eternal life. And when you understand that he is not being relative, he's not being figurative, he's being literal. And everybody is not a shaman, but if you are a shaman, then you're willing to take a part of God within yourself, cure yourself of your mental and emotional and spiritual diseases. And then the next part, you go into healing other people. So many people just deep dive into helping and healing other people without doing the true inner work, the entheogen work, digesting and consuming psychoactive plants. Here on the West, we think that you're crazy or weird for doing these types of things. But for millions and millions of years, this was just normal practice of shamans or healers of the village. So I'm asking you, are you a shaman or are you just a regular human being that don't actually know God?
I project myself outside of myself and I talk to myself when I'm speaking.
Damn. Here we go again.
It's that time, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to, as we said earlier, as Sacred Serpent said in the chat, it's time for that clock toss, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know if I said that right. Let me try that again. It's time for that cloth talk, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. You know that link is in the descriptions. Matter of fact, before we go any further, let's do that right now. Just want to be a little bit more intuitive today. So if there are any questions, comments, or concerns, please let your boy know. Okay. And I'll be peeking back and forth to the chat. The first link in the description is hoodmystic.com. That's my baby. That's my website. Before I had a YouTube channel, I had this website, and everything that I do promotes and, brings everything here. Okay. And I suggest if you're in content creation, any type of form of content creation, you got an Instagram page, a OnlyFans page, a Facebook page, a Kyree page, whatever type of social media that you have, you should bring people to your website. And another thing that you can do on your website, depending on where you host your website at, if you have a real website, you can bring Google ads to your website. So I've been doing this thing for a very long time. This site actually has value. I could sell hoodmystic.com right now for money. Okay. I can sell Colombian Exchange right now for money. White Rabbit Psychedelics right now for money. And the only reason that I say that is that you have to start a business. You have to start a channel for your finances. So the subject of the conversation of this edition of Hood in the Morning is finances, esoteric, magic, these types of forms of finances. Okay. So get you a website, thomasjohnson.com. Put Google ads on there. If you like, you want to just have something. Because you ever notice, right? This is a real thing. Some businesses, before they sell a thing, they start the LLC, they start the S Corp, they start the business, right? They file it with the state. That's important. That's an intention, right? A website is an intention. It's a magical intention that now I'm not saying that all you need to do is start a website, but some people want to talk about money talk. But if I asked you your website right now, you wouldn't have a website, you wouldn't have a .com, but then you have a personality on Instagram. That's actually kind of tragic if you think about it, because everything that you do on Instagram, guess who it supports? Instagram. Everything that you do on Facebook, guess who it supports? Facebook. It's your profile on that particular app. So I have profiles on all of these apps, but my main source of income is hoodmystic.com. Okay. And from there, it's straight to the point of what I'm offering. You can book a reading from this site. You can figure out White Rabbit Psychedelics. You can follow ColumbianExchangeGroup.com. I need to edit that. And understand, it might be typos in my shit because I do it all myself. And a lot of people pay other people to do the thing, the professional thing. And no knock to that. That might be the way for them. But me, I'm very much willing to learn, right? I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to apply, and I'm willing to do the trial and error, because once you set it in motion, ladies and gentlemen, the money just comes. Now, I actively look at this stuff, deal with this stuff on a daily basis, but at the same time, once you implement the products, the product information, the product photos, that begins to bring the money into your life. Now, once again, are you waiting for money to come, or are you initiating the things to bring money into your life? Okay, the struggle with what I'm saying is this. The struggle with what I'm saying is this. I don't really need money, but everything that you want to experience requires money. Money is not that big of a deal, but you probably incorporating with somebody that's footing the bill, because in this society, especially as children, your mom and dad, they're not making you pay rent, right? They're not making you get a job. They're not making you understand the finances of life. So when you go into the 15, 16, 17, you might want things and your mom's like, okay, get a job, right? So even in the job, when you're young and you working and you get that check is generally spent before you get it. So you keep working, you keep making money. You might, and there's some people that have good parenting, good financial literacy. And of course, you probably won't need this type of information that I'm putting forward. But if you struggle with finances, 10 times out of 10, you'll work for money and you'll spend all of the money as soon as you get it. So now you got to begin to implement different financial modalities. And I'm only saying this because this was the person that I was, and I had to transform my financial life because shit got real. And the reality of me is that if I don't do what I need to do on a metaphysical level, I can't really rely on anybody else. So this is for people who are individuals that probably can't ask anybody for a large sum of money, so they have to figure it out. With that being said, tune in and tap into what I have to say. I have a whole presentation available that we're about to just go through, and I want you to ask questions. I'm going to bring the questions up on the screen, and we're going to be interactive and direct, so you can leave this video with value, right? And no charge. Right. And because I'm giving this information free of charge, you will catch this infomercial, right? Right. And not because it's a bad thing, right? Everything that I had to offer is beneficial if that's what you're looking for. And it's not going to tax your pockets, because it's about creating value. It's about monetization, and it's about the repeatability of monetization. Think Starbucks, right? Starbucks, one of the biggest businesses
Now that shit is kind of overpriced, but if you think about it, if you go to Starbucks and just get a coffee, it's $2 and something. Well, it used to be, rather. It's probably more expensive now because of inflation. But the concept is we can grow a business. We can make a lot of money if we can create a certain level of value amongst the population. And so it's certain things that you can learn. Anything that you learn, document, interpolate, apply, have a basis for is your knowledge. Your knowledge is valuable because you did the work pertaining to the knowledge. See, the information is out there. However, your understanding is not out there yet. And so when you're able to create, and you can do this in the form of ebooks, videos, blog posts, it's so much information out there. Can y'all bear witness to that? One's in the chat. Make sure you like the video if you have not liked the video, please. One's in the chat if there is so much information out there. Can we all bear witness to that? Can we at least bear witness to Amazon.com, Everand.com, Google? There is a lot of information out there. Your understanding of that information is value. Your ability to compile different informations from different sources, which I did in Astrology Explained, Chakra Nova, where we combined the esoteric and the scientific. I didn't create that knowledge, but I did have to take it from the esoteric understanding, the yoga understanding, the exercise, the body positions, right? And then take it into the science of the human body and say, oh, all of these things are connected. And then I'm going to show you why. That is value. Every day, Chakra Nova brings finances into my life. Astrology Explained brings finances into my life. Once you create these products, you got to market them, you got to promote them, and that's what I'm doing right now. So once again, if I just wrote these books years ago, mind you, I'm trying to write a book every year. We'll get into that in a second, right? 2024, a book is coming, right? But we'll get into that. But last year we put out a spiritual being having a human experience, right? But the idea is that it's multiple things that I'm going to begin to do to bring multiple streams of income into my life. And you got to look at things around you and look at the world from a wholesale perspective. If I'm into herbs, right? Why would I, if you know you a human being, right? So that means you should at least be playing with $1,000, right? At least have like 1,000, just have 1,000. You could take 200 and invest wholesale in whatever you into. What is you into? Is you into cooking? Well, invest $200 wholesale on a particular meal and sell that meal. Right? If you invest $200 or more, depending on your bank account and budget, whatever don't hurt you, right? The 3% rule. My thing is herbs. So what I did was I bought bulk herbs and created a business around my love for herbs. And the rest is history. I love astrology. I love spirituality. I love these things. So it's not nothing for me to invest time, energy, and resources, because the reality of magic and money is that it comes back to you. But what are you into? And then once you develop products, you develop courses around your products. So if you write a book, the next evolution of marketing your book is courses. Because the beauty of being a small creator is that there are so many people who are not hip to you. Can y'all bear witness to that in the chat? Can you get a ones in the chat if that makes sense? If you are a small content creator, you have no excuse but to put out content every single day, because the reality is you don't touch that many people. Most people don't know that you exist. That's the beauty of it. If you are a small content creator, if you haven't maxed out to your potential, then you should be like, oh shit, I could probably dress up today or do something in reference to the betterment of my whole entire situation. Like I could start doing things. But see, the reality is that when you talk about books, most of my revenue comes from paperback. I just recently did a PDF for people who don't want to do the paperback, because there's so many different people in the world. You never try to please everybody. You just think about the ability to know that there are so many people who haven't bear witness to your content, to your products, to your services. That's the reality. That's kind of where you can understand the spirituality in it, that is all for a reason. It's all for a purpose. Right? But if you just go to Columbian Exchange via hoodmystic.com, you will see the varieties of offerings. And then you could just chat with us and let us know where we're messing up at. Everything you do could be categorized and cataloged, and it brings revenue into it. But the reality is, what are you doing? What is the one product that you've created? What's the website? What then is the next need or the next thing that you can begin to serve? Or do you just want to, it's like music, always related to music, right? Sometimes a person can put out a CD or a song and it don't hit like it's supposed to hit. So they go back to the drawing board. They put out another hit. They put out another song, and they just keep putting out songs till one hit. But then sometimes you put out a song and it's good, and you got to just work it in radio. You got to cultivate it. You got to nurture a fan base. You got to just push it. That is kind of like filling out. You got to just kind of understand when to keep promoting something, keep marketing something, and then when to move on. And then sometimes you're making a big mistake, but it's all trial and error. It's all business. It's all waking up with the fire in your belly to just know that you can impact lives through your products, goods, or services. So that's always my thought when I'm in the brainstorming phase. How can this help somebody? How can this impact another person in the best way possible? That's the only thing that I'm thinking about. And once I get into that mode, then it's just easy for me to create. When I'm thinking about myself, how much money I can make, what's the profit margin, things of that nature, I kind of find myself outside of the mode that I really need to be. So it's just kind of understanding and understanding the power of Magick. But that's more or less my website that I just wanted to show you guys. Be sure to visit the Columbian Exchange. Just check it out. We got the cash hats, cash tees, cash hoodies, merch, any designs you have, what I'm saying? This is the internet. So where I'm about to take it, I just been practicing my painting. I haven't really developed my artistic abilities at all my whole life, but it's I want to paint. I want to be creative and artistic in that fashion. So I just been loving to paint and cultivate these certain ideas. So what I'm about to do is start making merch with the paintings, but just incorporating different things, but just having my own original flair to it. But I'm just saying, I'm just a regular person though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't fucking Basquiat or nothing like that. I just, invest my time and energy, went to goddamn, what's this store? Joann's Fabrics, right? They got the acrylic paint, $25, right? You spend 50 on the loud, you know what I'm saying? Spend 25, get some cheaper. They got the different tiers allowed. You don't got to get the top tier loud. Get the cheaper loud. Get some shake. Get you $25 of paint. They had a crazy deal, right? They got they had 75% off the canvases at Joann Fabrics, right? We cleaned up, you feel me? Like ran out of there like $40 with mad different canvases, whole acrylic paint set. Like I'm talking about being creative and you an adult for real and you don't be doing nothing creative. You just be working. One's in the chat if you understand what I'm talking about, right? One's in the chat if you understand the mentality of a human being that just wants to, work and, just make the money, but haven't really invested in some acrylic paint, you know what I'm saying? And actually doing some things that's representing creativity, which is really tapping into the God force energy and is helping you financially. So let's get into what we came in here to talk about, and that is blue magic, right? And this is going to be more or less a mind map. Let's scale out. Let's see how much information we're going to be dealing with. We're going to be dealing with that much of information, but I'm into doing my videos in this style because it allows me for everybody to be on the same page, be on the same track, and understanding that like I'm not just getting on this YouTube channel to just entertain you, right? I don't care how I look. I don't care really how I sound. I don't care about none of that. I only care about the information that's being put forward. I came up in the real deal, nitty gritty conscious area, consciousness community. And it was never a fashion show. It was never about an aesthetic. It was all about the information. So one of the best things you can do when you tuning in and tapping into my content is take notes and understand that I'm just bringing you information. Today, we're going to be talking about spiritual shit, right? Spiritual information, spiritual education. So in order to understand and overstand, you got to look at it like you in a goddamn math class or you in a fucking science class. If you take college level courses, maybe y'all ever been to college. If you ever been to college and you in a course and you don't take notes, you're going to fucking fail in that course. It's just no way around it. You have to take notes and you have to study, or you're not going to pass. Well, spirituality is much more advanced than any college course that you ever could take. So the amount of input that you put into your understanding and overstanding of spiritual concepts would be the ability for you to understand and have the capacity to really get into your spiritual bag. Today, we're going to be just talking about wealth, magic, and understanding money. And my purpose for this video is for you to utilize these concepts so you can make a lot of money, right? How much money did it cost y'all to click on this video? How much money did it cost for y'all to click on this video? Free.com. So, with that being said, all that I ask, what I'm actually charging you is that you understand and understand these concepts that I'm about to lay out in front of you. All that I ask is that you take the information seriously so you can begin to understand and understand this concept of just general magic and general magical application, because the emotional aspect of our entire life, whether we know it or not, is going to be money. If you don't have enough money, you're not going to be emotionally present in your ability to show up how you want to show up. And the reality is, you might have work to do, you might have a community to serve. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about the week in astrology, and we'll be talking about some 11th house and 12th house things, right? And these are the realities that we're entering in. But if we're stressed out about money, we won't even show up for our spirit. So my hope is that you begin to really understand and understand this aspect of life so deeply, so matter of factly, and your life begins to change because of this content. And then you can talk about it because, before we get into the build, August 23rd, I'll be releasing, I don't even know how many books it is now, but we've actually been working on this book for a very, very long time. It's actually in the editing process, the organizing process, Blue Magick. Within the next coming days, I'll have the pre-order link on my website, right? And then on my birthday, I'll just release the PDF version for those who wants the digital. But this is for the hard copy, right? Where it's just the deepest level of transformation that's taking place in my life. Because the reality is this: if my money isn't together, then I'm not together. And if I don't really understand money, if I'm habitually doing the wrong things financially, and I'm finding myself in the negative space, no matter how spiritual I am, it's not going to cut it. So I'm talking about setting financial goals, hitting those financial goals, and living in that truth of that financial goals, because you've incorporated something within yourself. You understand and understand the magic. Okay. We're talking about the magic. The magic is within you. Right. So just put in the chat, the magic is within me. First off, we're going to start there. We're going to end there. But if you don't understand this, the conversation is pointless. The magic is within me. So these are the topics that we're going to talk about. Money being an abstract concept, and we're going to break that down into the 3 words: money, abstract, concept. What is money? Money is the actual control over your experiences, right? What does that even mean? Then we'll talk about how money likes to move. If it is not hoarded and not used, it slowly dies. Then we'll get into the aspect of money being a spiritual being. You know me, we're going to talk about journaling, right? Getting into the concepts of how is your relationship with money, right? What is your mental capacity with money? Like, how do you think about money? Like, how do you think about it? Is it a healthy relationship, or are you hoping that somebody gives you some money, right? Because your relationship with money is just so harmful, right? That somebody else has to give you money because you can't actually tap into it. We're going to talk about the concept of invocation, no more money spells, and finally, you deserve what you have. But before we get into all of that, let's get into the etymology of wealth. What is the etymology of wealth? Well, according to etymology.com, wealth is just simply happiness, which is taken from the Middle English word welle, or wheel, which simply means well-being, right? So right off the rips, it's saying that wealth is an inner concept, meaning that the etymology of the word means happiness, but the definition means prosperity and abundance of possessions or riches. The definition is the outcome. So when we study definitions, we're generally studying the outcome of the word. However, when you study the etymology, you're getting into the root of the word. You're getting a better understanding, because if you tell me that that house is down the street, and I go to the house down the street, and I'm at the house down the street, and I knock in and I say, "Can I live here?" They'll say, "Hell no." Right? But if you tell me this is how you build a house, then I build the house. If I build a house, I generally could live in it if I want to. I have the capability and the mindset to build a house, so I can go off grid and build a house and live in that house. It's different. So when we talk about money or finances, it's generally like they've made their money. So how's that going to help me? That's why we're going to study the magic, the etymology, and then also understanding that wealth is within you. So let's get into the etymology of money, abstract, and concept. The etymology of money is as follows. Money means that anything convertible into money. And I don't want you to think too hard on this, that anything that's convertible into money is you. You are money. In the chat, simply type, "I am money." I am money, because what you do is going to convert whatever energies you produce into money. So therefore, you must be money. This is the root understanding of money. The individual is the money. You are the money. And however many skills, talents, or abilities you develop within yourself will make it easy for you to convert your reality into money. A clear example is that if you don't know anything and you sit in your house, how rich would you be? Versus if you knew how to build a website from scratch, an e-commerce website, versus if you knew how to do Facebook ads. All of these things are free YouTube videos, by the way, right? Master courses for beginners from beginning to end, right? You can learn this, and then everybody in your community, every restaurant in your community that doesn't have an active website, you can say, "Hey, I can build you an e-commerce website that looks like this, and I can run Google ads so you can get more business. All you have to do is pay me $2,000 a month." And you're gonna double or triple that if you allow me to do your website and do your ads. That person is going to make way more money than a person that's sitting in the house saying, "I wish I could find a nigga that's going to pay me money. I wish I could find a girl that's going to give me money. I wish. How is that? How did that even make sense? If you know that you're the money and you have a phone or you have a laptop and you can get access to YouTube and you can Google, you can search for any type of master class. Just because your algorithm has, all of the videos that you're programmed to watch, that's not what YouTube is. YouTube is something completely different. It's an opportunity to learn valuable skills. So money is anything that is convertible into money. Thus, that has to be you. Right? That has to be you. And we'll get into the point where you think that the dollar is money, you think that the coin is money, you think that the online bank account is money. I'll explain to you in rather plain terms that is not money. That is not money. Okay? So money is an abstract concept, right? You are money, but what does abstract mean? Abstract means to draw or to pull away, to divert, right? It means off, away from, to draw. What does this actually mean? Abstract means that it is not it is not connected to the material. So money, are money, and abstract means that it's not connected to the material. So if it is an abstract painting, it's like a painting with just a bunch of lines and dots, and it's like that's as abstract. You don't know what it is. But if it's a painting of a building, that's a material object that you can say, oh, that's the building on Main Street, right? Money is that way. Money is a bunch of lines and dots. It's people that got money. That's like your close friend, your cousin, your auntie. And then you got close friends, cousins, and aunties that's broke as hell. And in reference to your aunties, cousins that got money and those that don't got money, they all want money. They all desire money. So the easiest way for a human being to walk down the street, if a human being was able to walk down the street, that would be a material existence that we could all bear witness to, unless we had an accident or something like that. But more than likely, we have developed all a material ability to walk, but we still all haven't developed the ability to make hundreds of dollars a day, thousands of dollars a day, to have money come in lump sums like we want it to, because money is abstract. It's something that you have to understand outside of your material existence. You got to get into the 3 lines and the dots. So concept. Concept is a general notion, the immediate object of a thought. Latin conceptum, draft or abstract. In classical Latin, a thing conceived, to take in and hold, become pregnant. There we go. So when we think about our ideas, when we think about how we're going to have a certain level of finances in our life, we have to start with something tangible, but it's not really tangible. It's abstract, right? And wherever you at, you can have $5,000 right now in your bank account, but you can't retire off $5,000. So if you say, I got $5,000, I'm good, you're only fooling yourself, right? You're only making it worse for yourself. So obviously you can think, what is the next evolution in my business? Do I want to maintain, sustain, develop, go to a level, or I just want to keep it consistent here because I'm able to save, put money back, and live how I want to live? These are all concepts that you become pregnant with. So when we talk about magic, we're talking about an intention. You have to have an intention. You can't just be random with the intention, because we are in the realms of abstract, but we're not in the realms of unreality. What do I mean by that? Just because it's abstract doesn't mean you have to have decorum, morals, and ethics. Because if we're going to exist in reality in that same fashion, well, some of y'all don't exist in reality now. Well, I tend to try to. I don't try to like go above and beyond, because I love, like, I've been that type of person, and I ended up in prison, right? I know what it's like. The world is the world, and is going to treat you accordingly. So the same thing with magic. So when we talk about magic and we don't know what we're talking about, and we're just like wishing upon a star, you have to get into the understandings and the understandings of what is the true intention. And what we tend to think magically is that we want this amount of money, right? But that's not really true. We want to be the person that has the money, that can get the money. That's what we want. We want to be the person, because the person that we are today isn't the person that is getting the money, because if it was the person, we would naturally have it the same way that we naturally walk. So what we're actually talking about is a metamorphosis that needs to take place within us, and this is true magic, changing our personality, activating a personality within ourselves that is going to be magnetic, rich, live in this house, whatever. But the reality of certain magical practices and what people talk is saying that the external is what you're going for. So much so that you get caught up in the external. This is all you can see, and it's you want a boyfriend, you want a nice house, you want a car, but the reality is that you need to be that person. That is, and that's really what the magic is about. So let's get into, once we develop the facts that money is a entity or spirit within ourselves, a personality within ourselves, then we can be more direct with the magic that we're doing. Right? We can have more control over what's taking place, because you can get tattoos, get a septum ring, right? You can, get all types of things, BBLs, dudes be getting a six-pack surgery. I seen a dude get some surgery to become taller because girls don't like short men. And that ain't never been the case in all of my life, but let the internet tell y'all just be believing stuff. I ain't never seen this short nigga have trouble getting a girl, because the short niggas be having Napoleon complex. They be really getting the money. They be really working out. Like they already know. They becoming equipped. A short dude already know, girl, you missing out. Internet be having you all messed up. So money allows you to control over your experiences. So the reason that you would want to do blue magic is if you don't live where you want to live and you can't move right now. You know what I'm saying? If you live in somewhere and you don't want to live there and you can't just up and get a place, here goes 6 months rent. Don't worry about it. I got it. If you can't do that, then you probably need to do some blue magic so you can begin to do that. You in a place that you don't want to be in and you can't move. Like, well, I don't need to do magic. Why do I need to do magic? If you live somewhere that you don't want to live and you can't leave, that's the definition of prison. That's what it feels like to be in jail. You want to get out of jail, but you can't. The only difference with jail is that you can't do magic. You just got to do your whole sentence. You're not even in jail. Ain't that crazy? One in the chats if that's crazy, if you feel like you in jail, but you're not even in jail. That's crazy. You can make $1 million and move anywhere you want to if you want to, but you just decide not to. You will get into your emotions, start talking about your baby daddy all day. Start talking about your baby mama all day. Ain't that crazy? You're not in jail. You're not in prison. You're not locked up. You want to move out the neighborhood. That's interesting. Why can't you? You don't have enough money. Okay, money is the ability to have control over your experiences. If you have to work a job that you hate going into, listen, you not at the job because you like the energy there. You at that job because you need money. But if you don't want to go to that job and you need money, then these are some of the concepts or some of the reasons why you need to implement a structure of blue magic in your life to get you to activate the wealth aspect of yourself, because y'all can bear witness into the chat. You are money. The magic is within you. These are key understandings of the root cause of all magic. So even if you want to do love magic, do you love your baby daddy or your baby mama, or do you love yourself? Right? Even if you want to do career magic, is the career going to be the thing to save you, or the ability to do the skills easily and effortlessly? Or is that going to be the thing that save you? Whatever type of magic that you want to do, you got to be that within yourself. But it's actually cool because you haven't actually been taught it. You haven't actually understood or overstood the concept. You have to become it. You don't have to get it. So, what are your experiences? Are they exciting? Are they dull? This will be a good journal exercise. What are your experiences that make you feel alive? And please, please don't get this misconstrued. Don't get this messed up. The most wonderful, amazing experiences are free. Walking out into nature. See, we're talking about inherent value that comes from leaves, trees, bushes, berries, fruits. That's inherent value. That's value that you can't put a dollar on. When you amongst yourself in nature, you start to find that within yourself. You begin to find that within yourself. You begin to be acclimated with the nature because the nature exists in the world in the same space as the cityscape, in the same world, the nature, the animals. But as human beings, we get so caught up in the external glamour of the material world. And the issue and problem with it is that we lose value for our magical capabilities because we want to attain the external, not realizing that the ability to obtain the external is an internal job. But we have to find the wealth within ourselves, and the wealth within ourselves is found in nature. So you can present yourself with a lot of exciting experiences, i.e., going to various nature parks. Every city, state, township, town have nature in proximity to it. Unless you live in New York City, but at that point, you living on top of a whole crystal. So I feel like you'll be all right. But even more so, you can travel outside of the city. And as soon as you get outside of the city, you be immersed in nature. New York is one of the most natural places in the country because everything is consolidated in New York City. And then on the outskirts, you have the Native American lands, which you could partake in. You would just have to stop going to the hookah lounge on the weekends and go to a nature park on the weekends. Because at a certain point, you'll get tired of the hookah lounge in the club. Never will you get tired at observing a freshwater lake or a fresh river. That is always going to be exciting. That's always going to bring value into your life. So what is the purpose of wealth magic? Wealth magic is for you can move to a different house if you want to move. If you're in a bad neighborhood, that's natural and normal because the alternative is I can't move. So now that you can't move, guess what you're going to do? Rationalize and say, oh, it's normal that I'm living in this shitty ass apartment. It's okay. You know what niggas say? I'm gonna make the best of it. No. Unlock the hidden keys within yourself to be the best version of yourself and stop wishing for the external. These are just simple chakras, simple doorways within yourself that all you have to do is unlock these doors. And then the thing that emerges is the person that's going to get the wealth for you. You have the ability within yourself. You just haven't opened that door because we are taught. Your mama sat you in front of the TV when you was a little kid. One in the chat. It's Saturday morning. You watching the TV. You're not meditating. You're not cultivating the different variations of yourself. So therefore, these energies and these capabilities is dormant. So wealth magic is intention and outcome. Wealth magic is the activation of money consciousness. What is consciousness? What is the etymology of consciousness? Internal knowledge. In the chat, just simply let us know I have the knowledge within me. Let me know that you have the knowledge within yourself. The magic is going to uncover the knowledge within yourself. The only issue is you'll give up before you open the door. I'm a normal ass person knowing this to be true. The knowledge is within me. Money consciousness is the consciousness of the money, the knowledge that's within yourself. The knowledge is within me. If you don't say it, then the knowledge is in a fucking book or in a fucking guru or in your future endeavors, and you're never gonna find it because the knowledge is within you. Money is a spiritual being. What do I mean by that? It is invisible and it is intangible. What is the argument to that? No, money is a dollar bill. I have dollar bills. Actually, it's paper. Money is not, you know that it's paper. You can bear witness that it's paper. It is a mental concept that we agree upon. But if I gave that to a little baby, you ever gave a little baby $100? They'll eat it and tear it up. The little baby, the 2-month-old baby or the 6-month-old baby is not going to bear witness to that dollar bill and say, oh, now I can buy me some diapers. The coin is just metal. They even say that the nickel is supposed to be worth 5 cents, but at the same time, it's just a piece of metal. Like any other piece of metal at a store, you might buy it, but that don't mean that it is money. It's converted into money. And money is anything that is converted into money. So a book can be money. Anything, everything around your house is money because it probably costs money to get it. But at the same time, if you took your couch to goddamn Value City to buy a bed, you like, I got this couch, can I buy a bed? They say, no, I want money. Money is invisible and is intangible. A coin is metal, a dollar is paper, and your online bank account is just numbers on a screen. However, the concept of money or having a lot of paper or having a lot in your online bank account will allow you to create powerful effects on your reality. Money has its own personalities and tastes. You realize this when you start spending money on clothes, different types of money. Like if you buy Value City clothes versus going to Saks Fifth Avenue, it's a certain type of different vibration that you get from people. If you start wearing suits everywhere, getting a haircut, you're going to get a whole different vibration. Because money has its own personalities and tastes. And we'll get into this when we start talking about what it means to invest. It's not what you think it is. So if you don't like money, more than likely you don't have it. So what we can begin to do is begin to love the money within ourselves. That's a spiritual concept. It has a spiritual quality, invisible and intangible. So if you don't have a positive relationship with money, it's not that it's you that you don't have like it's an aspect of yourself. Imagine yourself to have a love body, a wealth body, a war body, like a body that fights, right? That, you know, somebody can fight magic on a magical realm. Some people can fight on the physical realm, but we all have these bodies that all doing work for us. When you don't like money, when you don't love money, it's an aspect of yourself that you're not loving, you're not liking, because you are money. Money is within you. The knowledge of getting money is within you. Once again, if you are too good for money, I don't need to study about money because I'm spiritual. You don't have it. Money has to be managed. You have to understand what money is. If you don't manage your money, you don't have it. Investing, understanding what investing is, monitoring your investments, money can produce itself. The goal is to make a certain amount of money and live off the interest. Keep your living expenses down, make as much money as you can, get it to a point where you can begin to live off the interest and just continue to live, grow, and save. It's a such thing as compound interest, which if you're in trading or Forex, these are real things. The interest on a loan or deposit calculated based on both the initial principal and the accumulated interest from previous periods. So the more money you make, the more money you save, the more money you grow. The issue is when you low on dough, when you low on funds, and you make a little and you spend it all. You make a little, you spend it all. You will never understand or overstand the value of compound interest. So money likes to move. If it is not hoarded and not used, it slowly dies. In what ways does money like to be moved? I came up with a concept called profit, and invest. You are a prophet that profits and invests. But what do these words mean? Prophet means a person who speaks for God, one who foretells, an inspired preacher, an interpreter, a spokesman, a proclaimer, and a harbinger. So, in the personal level, in the financial level, we're talking about God as an aspect of self, the wealth body. When you are a prophet, you speak from that level. So you got to begin to think, feel, and say how you feel financially. This works wonders because I would generally think I just don't want to be broke. I don't want to be in a struggling situation. And guess what happens? I'm broke in a struggling situation. But when I start to think and feel that I have more than enough, money comes to me. That is me being prophetic. I'm speaking wealth into my life. I'm being strong enough and saying this is my financial goal. I'm going to work towards this financial goal, right? That takes and when you think like I'm going to make this amount of money, then you begin to align yourselves in your future to make that amount of money. But that's also prophetic. But it's also connected to profit. Profit is taken from the word benefit or spiritual benefit. An income derived from an office. So one of the main things is that you have to have a channel. You have to have a way for the money to come. And if it's the job, maybe you can get a big raise, a huge, amazing raise. But you tend to want to have a business that's aligned with your skills, talents, abilities, because your skills, talents, abilities came from God. When you act in your skills, talents, and abilities, even if you're not doing well with your business, you will receive a profit, a spiritual benefit. The bear witness for this, I may have told y'all, maybe people don't know, I started Colombian Exchange in 2016. I ran Colombian Exchange and I spent $30 a month on Colombian Exchange via Spotify, and I didn't make not one sale for a whole year. But it was okay. I kept the site running because then I started talking to Spirit Doula and she wanted to buy books. But she didn't want, because I was selling books, but I was selling books through Amazon only. And I had a website, and I was selling books. But then when Spirit Doula said that she wanted books and I drafted an invoice through Shopify, I said, oh, I can sell books on my website. And the rest is history. I began to sell books from my own website. So that was the spiritual benefit, but I had already been benefiting through the process. It didn't matter that I wasn't making any money on Columbian Exchange because I was going to make money in the future, right? Even during that year, I was still making money from Amazon, making a killing on Amazon. So start the business anyway. Do what you're supposed to do anyway. Live in your spiritual truth anyway. You will receive the benefit, but make sure you got an open channel to receive. Now, what does it mean to invest? This is something that I'm working on. This is something that I will continue to get better on. But what we think that investing is buying cryptocurrency, flipping stocks, flipping houses. And those may or may not be modes for investing. But when it comes to attracting and activating your wealth self, it dresses a specific way that you don't dress today. So to invest, you can bear witness, you can read it for yourself. It means to invest in the official robes of an office. Where did we see office at earlier? I'm trying to find it. I don't know. Oh, it was the previous one. Income derived from an office is a profit. To invest means to clothe in the official robes of an office. To invest in profit means that you have to have a uniform. Now let's think about it. Let's use our big brains. How do you know when you're looking at somebody that work at Wendy's? Just because a person work at Wendy's, does that mean that the company is broke? Or does that mean that the company is doing its thing when they have uniforms? Do you feel like a company that have uniforms don't make money? Think about a profit. Think about this. I want you to really think about it because maybe it's just me. A profit is an income derived from an office. To invest means to clothe in the official robes of an office. So when it comes to activating your wealth self and you start a business, there should be some level of uniform for that business. Even if you want to do online content, you should have or represent your business in the form of a uniform. And that's just something that's just hitting me, something that I will be working on in the future, right? We can all learn and grow together. What does it mean to invoke or to create an invocation of your wealth self? You are money. The wealth is within you. The knowledge is within you. How to gain the knowledge is what we call an invocation. But to do an invocation, you must invoke your wealth self. What does invoke means? To implore, to call upon, right? So you're calling upon your wealth self. These are magical processes that are going to bring more money into your life. But you just must understand and overstand. You're not doing a magic spell for money to live in a nice house. You're doing a magic spell to tune into the spirit of money within you. What is money consciousness? Money consciousness is the internal knowledge of money, which you are. The person that makes the money is the money. The person that is making $15,000 a week at the strip club, tuned in and tapped in, ability within herself to shake her ass correctly. And now that she's utilizing the modality of shaking her ass, she getting $15,000. If you go to the strip club, they might laugh at you. They might look at you crazy because and I'm telling you, just know that I've seen a few girls go to and fro the strip club, and what they tend to say, they begin to be jealous. She getting all the money. She got all the regulars because she tapped into an internal knowledge. When you go to the call centers, he getting all the good calls. He getting all the good money because you tapped into the internal knowledge within herself. Oh, we on the internet. He getting all the views. She getting all the views. She getting all the money. They tap into an internal knowledge within themselves to magnetize and bring in them people to their YouTube channel. Guess what you can do? The same thing. But you need to understand that the mode is to unlock the closed doors within yourself. You have to unlock the closed doors within yourself. And this is the concept that I want to get through to you guys. One's in the chat if that makes sense to you. One's in the chat if that makes sense to you. Are you willing to unlock the closed doors within yourself? And no matter where you're at, that's the purpose of gnosis. So the differentiation of just wishing for shit, doing magical spells for shit is desires. The internal knowledge of who you truly are, that's gnosis. And desires are not gnosis. However, most people are going to be confused with what they want when they are acquiring wealth because they're not actually tapping into wealth, which is happiness or well-being. What are they tapping into? The symbols of wealth, right? These are just a nice car, a gated community, a big old house is a symbol of wealth, but nobody is going to say they're going to be happy having this and they inherited it from the mob, right? Or you inherited working for a crooked politician in a foreign country. You working with the Mexican cartel, so now you got a nice car and a nice house. I'm good on that because I know at any day them goddamn old vatos gonna come with the shit from Scarface and it's gonna be over for your boy. Working for the goddamn cartel. And I'm not saying that is bad, that having these things is bad, but I'm saying if you can get them, cool. But if you want them, then you're not actually tapping into wealth. You're tapping into the symbol of wealth because wealth is within you. The etymology of the word wealth comes from the Middle English word wele or well-being, which means before taking on the connotations or the symbols of financial riches, wealth meant the welfare of people. How are you? How are you feeling? Your general happiness or joy. Even joy is an aspect within yourself. We can be in the same environment and I can experience joy and you can say, what the hell is we doing at a trap house? It's two different, it's an internal thing. So basically, working 3 jobs will not bring you wealth. You're just working 3 jobs. You're externally evaluating your time, energy, and resources, and that's not going to bring you wealth. You can only do but so much, right? And if you can say, well, I'll just work 10 jobs then. I'll be a Jamaican, right? And really, you got to sleep. You got to relax. You got to enjoy the day. So Optimally, you want to work a certain amount of time and you want to work out, you want to enjoy, you want to be able to eat and not be totally spent. A lot of the people that you see making a lot of money, they maxed out their hours from 60 to 80 hours a week, working 7 days a week. They not happy because in order to make the money, they got to work super hard. So if you get rich with bad habits, like you hit the lottery, get an inheritance, but you got a drug problem, now you got a lot of money to destroy yourself. That's why wealth is connected to your well-being, because the truth of the matter is, if you're a destructive person, you like to drink, you like to do all of these particular things. Now you just got a big liquor cabinet and you could just drink wine bottles after wine bottles. And that's what a lot of those soccer moms be doing up in the hills, getting toe up, twisted, because it's not ever about the external that's going to make you feel better about the internal. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what you're displaying on social media. It may look good, but until you get the internal quality right, then you personally, you're going to be on a path of destruction. So how do you get into the mode of activating your wealth self? You journal your thoughts and ideas about your relationship to money. Because it's not that you love money, you love yourself. You love the aspect of yourself that is money. You begin to look at yourself as a person that look a certain type of way, dress a certain type of way, act a certain type of way. You love that aspect about yourself. You'll love the person that's studying. You'll love the person that's learning knowledge, applying the knowledge over time. You will love the person that's starting the website. You will love the person that's gaining friends. You will love that person. You got to love that version of yourself. And you got to begin to write. Like, I love the fact that I'm just out here doing what I'm supposed to do. Right? And then if there are negative thoughts that you had or false thoughts that you had, write those too, because that's how you purge. That's how you purge. Right? And trust me, be sure to identify preconceived notions that you have about money. Think about how your mom and dad feel about money. That'll be a good thing, because how they feel about money and trickle down into how you feel about money. So in order to get into magical processes, you got to do the purging work of the ideas that do not benefit you now. So what we're talking about is awareness. Being aware of your financial self. That's the start of the change of the financial growth. We got a lot of things to talk about on this subject. Like I said earlier, maybe you wasn't here. The book is coming out on my birthday. Pre-order is going to be starting this week, right? The book is already written. If you're a part of the Substack, I'm gonna be dropping chapters of the book. So either join the Substack to get access to it, or get the pre-order just for posterity's sake. However you want to do it, it's not like I'm trying to get rich off the book more than I'm just trying to give people the information from the book. The same way from this video, I want to be clear with the message more than anything. I want people to begin to be aware of their wealth self and understand that their wealth self is their ability to change the person that they are today and to incorporate the highest version of yourself through magic modalities, and not the arrogant people that say, I'm fine just the way that I am. And that's not what I'm not dissing anybody, but I'm talking about actual spiritual modalities that everything is about change. Everything changes. Pluto being the first decan of Capricorn, this is transformative change. We can all change to the highest levels if we are aware of the modalities within ourselves. Because it's more to talk about. It's different magics. It's different abilities within ourselves, right? I want to get into the yellow magic after this, right? Which is more in line with Blue Magic, but it's just evoking these different personalities. But I feel like if you could evoke the wealth self, that'll be a good one for people to kind of dive into, because we all need money. And we all can't just be giving people money, and we all can't just be, making money off the next person. We have to invoke these energies within ourselves. Right? If you get a lot of money, please. Got a little kitten. She a wild child, boy. She is a wild child. Right? Another thing to journal. Did you grow up poor or rich? And how did it contribute to this moment? If you grew up poor and you still poor, how does growing up poor contribute to you being poor today? If you grew up rich and now you're poor, how did growing up rich contribute to this moment? Because it can happen in both ways, right? We can have blockages to money because our parents just gave us everything and we didn't have to work for it. Or we can have a negative belief because we grew up poor and now that is our fundamental wiring. Once again, no more money spills, right? We're done with the money spills. We're done wishing for money to come. We are going to be the people that we see within ourselves, the best version of ourselves, and we're going to naturally, easily, and effectively attract money at a high level. No more lottery, no more gambling, no more parlays, niggas. You is not going to be rich off of DraftKings, okay? You're not going to be a millionaire off of DraftKings, right? All we're talking about is inner work and ritual to unlock the closed doors that we have to inner wealth. The overall summoning of your wealth self. Basically, what do you look like as a wealthy person? How are you implementing those visuals into your day-to-day? As you implement those visuals, you begin to see the increasing of your income and your ability to control your experiences. So if you want to move, you can move. If you want a new car, you can just buy a new car because you've done this work. Once again, you deserve what you have. Everything you have right now, you deserve it. You don't deserve more than what you have. Some people say they deserve a good house. They deserve a Bentley. They deserve this. They deserve that. Well, if you deserved it, you would have it. But if you don't have it, you don't deserve it. So what do you begin to do to deserve it? You have to target your core beliefs. Regardless of what you deserve, your core beliefs are your magnet. So what are your core beliefs? If you deal with your childhood memory of growing up poor or growing up rich, then that is more or less a core belief. As you begin to challenge a negative core belief, you begin to alter your overall receptivity to finances and wealth. I'll just give you an example of this. When I was broke as hell, it was because I felt like I was never going to get money. That was just my disposition. I was broke, wasn't no money about to come. I may have wanted money, but I didn't actually believe. I for sure didn't believe that I was going to make any amount of money. And so when I didn't believe that I wasn't going to get money, I was eating ramen noodles every day. I was walking back and forth to work or riding a bike to work and not having no money for no clothes and not having no money for no food for real. Definitely not no money to take no girl out or do nothing. Couldn't go to the restaurant, do nothing, buy no coffee, nothing. $5, $3 in my pocket. Grown as hell though, a grown ass man with nothing because my core beliefs said that I wasn't going to make any money. Then I started to read books, damn, I wish. What's the dude's name? Anti-spiritual author. I can't think of his name. Oh yeah, I found it. Robert Anton Wilson. I was broke as hell. This is the first time I ever did magic and changed my core beliefs. I was broke as hell and I was walking to work. I was broke as hell and I was hungry as hell too. It was like Thursday and I got paid on Friday. Y'all know how that be. One's in the chat if you know how that be. And I was just walking, broke, trying to summons, and I was reading his book, and it was just like, you just got to begin to see the finances. See the finances, and if you see it, you can have it. And so I was just like, I was walking to work, and I was like, I'm going to find money on the ground. That was my core belief, that I was going to walk to work and find money on the ground so I can get lunch. And I for sure found $5 on the ground. And that triggered me to think, oh shit, this actually worked. And I did a couple more experiments, low-level experiments. But if you can be broke and do low-level shit, but you'll naturally grow and evolve with your magic, which I eventually did. But I'm saying, to start off, you got to start somewhere with a belief. And you don't know spirit. You can only believe spirit. Sometimes people feel like they know something, but to know something requires a context. Like, we know something and we can bear witness to it, but the deeper you go into wisdom, you have to tap into a level of belief because we are limited through humanity. The things that we know versus, like, it's like this. It's called the knowledge pie. It's called the knowledge pie. What we know, 5%. What we know and what we don't know. Like, we don't know how to fly a jet or speak a foreign language that we don't know. And we don't know that. But the things that we don't know, which is mostly everything, that's the reality of life. So if we sit with the reality of life and say, basically, I just don't know shit, but I'm a prioritize knowing, then we won't go into different modes of spirituality, which require belief. And I think, like, it's a lot of spiritual idioms out there that just say things that when you say it, it sound good and it feel good and you move through life. But when you're talking about spirituality, you got to begin to have a level of suspension of disbelief, because the reality of who we are in this present moment is what we know. Like, I know that I am this person that went to this school and went to this college and has this job and works at this house, and you solidified in that knowing, but that's not who you are. You are so much more than what you know. And this is why you got to actually understand your core beliefs, challenge those core beliefs, negative or positive, so you can begin to actually evolve spiritually, naturally in this mode, because you don't know. If you prioritize knowing, then you'll just stay in that space of never actually knowing. What only thing that you know is what you know. So it's like knowledge, understanding, knowledge, and wisdom. Knowledge is not the bee's knees. Wisdom is the bee's knees. But that's kind of formulating into the why. Like, just understanding at a deep level why things happen for you. And if you unlock certain things within yourself and you manifest things for yourself, you'll know why you did it. But ultimately, you'll never know how this shit worked out. If I'll say, well, explain to me how you built this business and explain to me why people buy your books every month all the time, like every day you sell books. How does that happen? You know how that happens, Kyree. I know you know how it happens. What ad do you run? I don't run ads. Oh, you don't run ads? Or what promotion, what marketing did you do? I don't run any marketing. I just uploaded it and it just caught the algorithm and it just sells every day. I don't know why. Right. But my core belief that was challenged to say I would never make $1, right? I obliterated that. I literally obliterated that through, and this is going to sound crazy, through the power of Jesus. I was reading in the Bible that Jesus came down earth with a sword. And I was struggling mentally real bad with negative thoughts. And so every negative thought that I had, Jesus like sliced that bitch. And as I was slicing those negative thoughts, every negative thought, Jesus was just slicing and dicing that. I just started manifesting. I started upgrading my life. And really what we're talking about is eliminating negative mindsets. When you want to achieve more wealth, you don't need to want for more money. You don't need to want for a bigger car. You have to eliminate the negative mindset that you have now. You don't need to figure it out. Really, it's really simple. You have a negative mindset that you hold on to that you're not allowing yourself to reach your full potential. And then psychologically, you'll project and be like, well, I don't like him. I don't like Kyree. You just said some shit that I don't like, right? But that once again, you will have to eliminate that mindset, whatever negative mindset that you have, regardless. And there'll be some shit that you go through with people. People will steal from you. People will hurt you. People will rob you. People will do all these negative things to you. And that creates a negative mindset. And because it happened, that means that you don't have to eliminate it. Well, since you don't eliminate it, it's stopping you from achieving the wealth. Because to activate this wealth self, you have to eliminate the mindset that this is who you are today. If you simply, and this is the magic, you deserve what you have, right? If you eliminate the mindset, the money comes. I guarantee you. If you are this person, and it's like really just working with people and talking to people, they so quick to tell you what they like and what they don't like and what they have time for and what they don't have time for. And it's like, who do you have to fucking answer to? You know what I'm saying? Because if you ask me, just let me know and I'll be there anytime. I don't have nobody to answer to. I'm free. Right. And this is what you have to understand within yourself. The core belief is that you have to be a slave. You have to be in survival mode. That is a core belief. But if you just understand that you already have a mode within you called a skill, talent, and ability that is going, if you activate your skill, talent, and ability, you can bring that wealth to you. You have the talent, ability to sing. YouTube, masterclass, how to sing on pitch, how to record with harmonies. It's YouTube videos for it. How to record with your phone, how to record on BandLab. You can download BandLab on your phone, do a tutorial, how to make beats on Fruity Loops, how to make beats for your phone, how to make AI do your beat. Now you utilize your talent, skill, and ability, making music. Now you can do shows, doing shows. You making money from your shows. You promoting your CD. They pick you up on the algorithm. Now you going viral on TikTok. Now you making money out the ass because you've took the time and energy to eliminate the mindset that say, I need to work at this job. And not to say that, and I don't want you to quit your job, right? But I want you to do something creative on the fucking side. One's in the chat. I need you to do something creative on the side. So what is your money mantra? This is something that you can develop for yourself. I think I said this earlier, but I'll say it again. Mine is the tune of I always have what I need and more than I want. Whenever I have the negative thought of, oh shit, I'm struggling, if money's not coming the way that I want it to come, or sales is not like I want them to, like I want them to be that day, and I get into my fight or flight, what's been helping me is this money mantra. I always have what I need and more than I want. Right? I've been really working on that, and that's been really helping me. So once again, this is just like a part one. This is something that I've been working on this weekend, and I figured it'd be cool to share. I'm going to convert this into like more of an introduction to the book of what is blue magic. So this is more like an introduction to the subject, introduction to the book. But these next videos in relation to blue magic will be like this, but like more in alignment with the book. And this is just marketing and promotion for the book, because you have to do these things when you want to sell something. You have to be persistent, you have to be consistent, and you have to have a campaign. What is a campaign? Maybe 2 to 3 months out of programmed, planned out content that's going to support one product. Okay. I've done this with Chakra Nova. I've done this with Astrology Explained. I've done this with Shadow Work. I've done this with all of my books. I talk about them from months on end, just because you have to market your shit if you want to sell it. I don't know what else to say. If you don't market it, then it's not going to sell, right? And I say that to my friends and family, my YouTube family, my YouTube tribe. I know you got goods, products, and services, but you got to market it every day. Because Coca-Cola, take notes from Coca-Cola, take notes from Sheen, take notes from Fashion Nova. Them text messages that you get, those are marketing text messages. Y'all have shit and it's great products, but you give up on it because you may have posted it 1 or 2 times and you waiting for the sales. And if you are a small content creator, you're a niche content creator, if you have 200 pages in your book, you at least need 200 pieces of content, right? Maybe even to get 10 sales, right? You have to work hard, right, to get your shit off. And I mean that, but it should be out of love. Like I said, y'all have great work, but the idea of marketing and having a campaign might like go in one ear out the other, right? And everybody's not going to tell you this on YouTube. You got to really get into the information. You know what I'm saying? Clubhouse is a good resource for marketers, right? I don't know. It might not be like the hot spot, but it still is a good space where people are sharing good information for free, that you can take notes on in your downtime, that can help you just be a better, efficient content creator, better marketer, better seller, because hopefully you are here this whole thing all the way through, because it's a full stream of consciousness. Start off with a website, especially if you have a social media page, and market that website, market the products, goods, and services on that website. Think about things that people need, like power washing, um, construction, general maintenance. Everybody, as far as I can tell, because I travel a lot, we need a lot of bathroom cleaners out here in these streets. So just think about the different things that some people like to clean bathrooms. That's like my favorite room to clean in the house, because it's tied into wealth mainly. But it is what it is. 4 boys gonna have to clean up piss for a while, but that's just the reality of it. Um, Other than that, like, figure out the different ways that you can serve the collective, and then tie into, if you do have a business, think about the uniform, right? If you have a cleaning business and you just clean it in a regular shirt, there's going to be a difference between the cleaning company that invests in the uniforms versus the cleaning company with the older lady with the regular clothes on, right? It's going to be a complete difference of perception. So think about these things. Hopefully this video was valuable. Ones in the chat of this video was valuable. You took information that you could apply in your magical processes to begin to elevate your magical game. Like I said, this is just an introductory conversation, meaning that there are going to be many more conversations like this, such as 10 ways to, I don't know how I'm going to verbalize it, but 10 metaphysical financial concepts, things of that nature. Deities that you can work with to help bring in money. But this will be the root conversation that we can then build upon. Because people are like, you gonna work with a deity outside of yourself? No, these deities are concepts within yourself, sir, ma'am. But yeah, I'm happy that this was valuable to you guys. That was the purpose, to bring value to the collective to the day. No strings attached. Just hear my little infomercials from here and there. But other than that, I just wanted to give. You know why I do that? Because if I have the heart to give, then spirit then gives to me, right? Spirit gives to me. So think about that when you do your content. Maybe you don't get as many views as you would like, but it's part of the work that we must do. Like, I'm in that boat where I don't get the views that I actually like. However, I'm still benefited in multiple ways. So with that being said, this is my offering to you guys, and peace.